Hi there, join me in this video when I'm at my local nature reserve to photograph some birds. Now this is a place I've come to many times to film videos, but it always throws up something different, and it's always good to practice your skills, especially in a woodland in the middle of summer. To try and spot birds in dense foliage is quite a challenge. Now there's another reason that I'm coming today to this local nature reserve, and that's because at the time that this video is due to release, I will be having an operation in about 2 weeks. Now I've not mentioned it before on the channel, and it's nothing too serious. I've got to have my gallbladder removed, and so it should be a fairly quick recovery, but you never know. So what I'm trying to do is get a few videos in the bag just in case my recovery takes a little bit longer. So come along with me, because I know today that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. In my last video I did say how important it is to use your ears when you're out in woodland like this, and I've just been tracking a wren for about 15 minutes around different parts of this bits of woodland, and unfortunately I didn't manage to get a decent clean shot of it at all. I did see a robin from behind while I was waiting in the woods, but the wren, even though I saw it quite a lot of times moving through the trees, I just couldn't get through the branches to take a photograph of it. It was always seemed to be on the other side of the bush or the tree, even though I could see it moving about behind. So I think it's time to probably move on and see if I can see something else in a different part of the wood. Now if you are new to the channel and haven't yet done so, please do consider doing all the things with the buttons, because it really does help out the channel, but also it makes sure that you don't miss out on any of my future photographic content. Now one thing to bear in mind when you're walking through a lovely woodland like this is just how much you need to appreciate being in this situation, because it's so relaxing, it's a lovely place to be, and although I haven't seen many birds yet, you never know when the opportunity will strike, because as I was filming this piece to camera, over my right hand shoulder I heard a robin, and when I turned around it was perched really nicely on a branch. Now some people come out expecting to get brilliant shots every time they come out with a camera, and the reality is it's just not going to happen, and often you'll go away disappointed. My attitude is I'm going to come out and I'm just going to enjoy the experience, and if I get some good photographs, that is a bonus, and quite often luck will prevail and you'll end up with good photographs anyway. And so be patient, but enjoy the experience, because that way you'll be less disappointed. So I was just saying about how much photography relies on luck, and I was stood here against this tree just listening to the birds, waiting to see if I could see one, and a buzzard flew in and circled round and landed in a few trees above my head. Now unfortunately it never landed in a place where I could get a really clean photograph of it, but at one point I did manage to get a shot where it was looking straight towards me and its head was uncluttered by twigs and things, and it's quite an interesting shot. I just stood in this location for about 10 minutes listening to a chiff-chaff in the trees above me. They've been everywhere all morning, I've heard them all the time, and you can probably just hear it now again in the background. But unfortunately, because it's so high in the trees, I don't think I stand any chance of seeing it. It was in these trees behind me and it's moved around to these trees now in front of me. But I just can't see it at all because of the amount of leaves on the trees. So I think I'm going to give up on that one. Now I've come down to the edge of the lake. I did get to photograph a grey heron on the other side of the lake, and it took off and I got a photograph of it in flight. And there's been a few other birds on the lake as well, a coot, some swans out in the middle of the lake, and some mallards have come close as well. So I've got a few photographs here, so that's been quite nice. A really nice facility just here is this blind because it overlooks a lake, but unfortunately there's nothing really to see from the point of view of wildlife. The only thing that's on the water at the moment are some canoeists. Just here by the edge of the lake is a family of swans. There's 4 cygnets and they're very, very calm. They don't mind people about because they're right on the edge of the slipway. You can probably hear that just over my right hand shoulder there's a group of kids in canoes, and the swans are not bothering at all. I would imagine all of these kids are going to get out fairly soon, and I don't think the swans will bother us in the slightest.
What I'll do now is I'll show you some photographs of the swans and some of my favourite shots from the morning.
Well, as usually happens, I've had a great time here at my local nature reserve. It's a great way of spending about 4 hours just wandering through the woodland and then around the edge of the lake. Even though I've not seen any spectacular species, I've still managed to take some really nice photographs that I'm pleased with, and it's just been really enjoyable. As I said earlier, it's not about going home with really top-notch photographs. As long as you've enjoyed the experience while you've been out, it doesn't matter. Just go out, take some photographs and make the most of the wonderful scenery around you. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, do let me know down below in the comments, and nip over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's at Darrell Oakden Photography. Leave me your comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can leave via the gift shop, that's at Teespring. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there because a purchase really does help me out and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking like, subscribe and the bell notifications. Really helps me out and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video, that goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now is to say, stay safe and I'll see you soon.